Hello, welcome to tutorial on 4.6A1 ratios and percentages. This here is a power target, folks. Really muy importante that you understand this. Wait, did I slip into Spanish? Oh my gosh. All right. There are 14 students in my homeroom, and there are 6 girls and 8 boys. There's the situation. This worksheet just steps you right through understanding ratios. What is a ratio of boys to girls? Well, I'm going to put it right up on top here. Boys to girls, that's going to be 8 to 6. And you can write it with the word to, or you can write it with a colon like that. 8 to 6. Now, what is the ratio of girls to boys? Well, the girls are 6 to 8, or 6 colon 8. Either way is a good way to write that. Remember, side to side, part to part. Those are parts. Now, what percentage of the students are girls? Well, to get to a percentage, you got to get to a fraction and to a decimal. So there's a total of 14 kids, and that's the students, 14 students. And the girls are 6. Well, you can take 6 divided by 14, 6 divided by 14. That's going to get us to a decimal, which is 42.8. So 42.85, let's just call it, let's round to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to call that 0.43. Now, that's a decimal. To get that to a fraction or a percent, we have to multiply by 100, so we get 43%. Again, that's an approximation because I did some rounding here. So what percentage of the students are boys? Well, that's going to be just the opposite. We got 8 out of 14, and so we can clear 8 out of 14. 8 divided by 14. Oh, ayo. 8 divided by 14. That's 57. And rounding to the nearest 100th, that's 0.57. So that's 0.57, which of course we can multiply by 100, and we get 57%. So this is 43% girls, 57% boys. Okay. Now, the last question. Express the ratios in 2 questions A and B in simplest form. Well, that's a fine ratio, 8 to 6, but when we think about 8 to 6, sorry about that, my pencil lead is running out here. 8 to 6, we can divide both sides by 2 and reduce that ratio. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this could be written as 4 to 3. And this one could be written as 3 to 4. All right? Same ratio, just simplified. All right, let's take a look at this next question here. Now, one more thing. Do you notice how these add up to be 100%? If I hadn't rounded those, or if I rounded them differently, maybe it would add up to 99% or 99.5%. You just have to understand that's because we were rounding. It just happened to work out this way that it hit right at 100%. But again, these are rounded percentages. So, all right. For every $6 Fred earns mowing lawns, his parents give him a $4 bonus for working so hard. He had no money in his bank account at the beginning of the summer, so he's put everything he has earned or given as a bonus into that account. So what is the ratio of money given to Fred by his parents as a bonus to the money he earns? Well, bonus is 4, and earned is 6. Because every time he mows a lawn, that's what it's going to be, 4 to 6. So he's really getting a total of $10 for every lawn, but it's in the ratio of, in the ratios of bonus to earned. Here's bonus to earned. It's 4 to 6. What is the ratio of money given as a bonus to the total amount in his account? Well, let's just say that he only did one lawn. He'd have $10 in his account, right? Well, that would be, I'm going to rewrite that. 4 of that $10, is going to be bonus money. So no matter how much he has in there, It's going to be 4/10. Now this is that special ratio because we talked about total. That's that special ratio we call a fraction. I threw that in there. It's a tricky thing, but you are going to face that, so you just have to think about that. 4/10. Of course, we could reduce that down to 2/5 as well. So, what percentage of the money in his account has Fred earned? Well, again, if he's getting 4 out of 10, it's really 6 out of 10 that he's earned, which is 0.6, which is 60%. So we earn 60%, his parents gift him or bonus him that other 40%. Now, express the ratios and questions A and B in simplest form. I did this one in simplest form. And this one here, 4 to 6. Here's up here, 4 to 6. I could divide both sides by 2. And get that down to 2 to 3 would be that ratio in simplest form. Okay. I'll just work through one more of these. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and go to page 2. There are 110 students in my math class. Last night, 80 of them watched 4.6a video and completed the ticket. Another 20 students watched the video in WIN or advisory. We used to call advisory WIN, so this is your time opposite lunch. Of the students that watched the video, what was the ratio of students that watched it in class to those that watched it at home? Well, 80 of them watched it, and another 20 watched the video in WIN or advisory. So really, we're looking for what is the ratio of students who watched it in class, that would be advisory, to at home. So there's 20 that watched it in advisory to 80 at home. I know what you're starting to think, but just stay with me here. We could reduce that. We could divide those both by 10. We could get that down to 2 to 8. I can reduce this. I can divide this by 2, really. I could get this down to 1 to 4. So for every 1 kid that watched it at school, 4 watched it at home. Okay. What was the ratio of students that did not watch the video to the students that watched it somewhere? Well, did you notice here that this only represented 100 students? There's 110 total. So that's what I know you were thinking about. It's like, hey, Dudley, your numbers don't add up. Well, they actually do. I mean, not everybody watched it. So what was the students that did not watch it? There was 10 kids that did not watch it to the students that watched it somewhere. 100 watched it someplace. Again, we could divide these by 10. We could get that down to 1 to 10 as I reduce that ratio into simplest form. All right. What? You see the 110 students again there? See, there's 10 who watched it, did not watch it, to 100 that watched it. There's your 110 again. Okay, what percentage of the student watched the video somewhere? Well, we had 110 kids total. Sorry, I wrote my fraction wrong. We had 110 kids total, and 100 of them watched it. This is about average. So let me just divide that. 100 divided by 110 equals, this is 90, sorry about that, 90.9090. This is repeating, right? So if we round that to the nearest 100th, that's about 0.91, and we can move that 2 places to get that to 91%. 91% of the kids watched it somewhere. What percentage of all math students watched the video in WIN or advisory? Well, remember that there was 20 kids that watched it out of 110. And again, I could reduce that, but the calculator doesn't care. We're just going to take and clear this out and do 20 divided by 110. And that's 0.18, 0.18 repeating. Well, when we really think about that, it's 0.1818. So if we round to the nearest hundredth here and we look behind it, that's really 0.18 we're rounding to, and 18%. So about 18% watch that somewhere. Sorry, watch it in advisory. And again, these are approximate. Now, did you notice that 18%? That was a rounded number. Actually, it would actually be 18.18 repeating percent. All right, change these into simplest form. We've already done that as I work through that. So, okay, I hope that helps you. You've got problems 3 and 5 to work on your own. Good luck.